Yeah, I think obviously the pressure is building on Sean Dyche. There's no doubts about that. A very disappointing defeat last time out to Aston Villa again. Wasn't just the defeat, it was the manner of the defeat. 2-0 up and then ended up losing 3-2 with that stunning goal from Jon Duran. Second game in a row that Everton have given up a 2-goal lead to end up losing the game 3-2. So obviously a lot of Everton fans quite unhappy with how things have turned out so far. They've now lost all 4 of their opening Premier League games this season. And as I said, the manner of those 2 defeats to Bournemouth and Villa will sting the fans as well as Sean Dyche and the players as well. I thought in aspects of that Aston Villa game, they were very good and could have had a really good result against a team who finished in the top 4 last season as well, but they just couldn't hold on, and Villa got the win. So when you're not getting results, pressure builds, and that's what's happening right now with Sean Dyche and Everton. But as I said, I think no panic just yet. There was suggestions that Kevin Thelwell, the sporting director, and Farhad Moshiri were still fully behind Sean Dyche ahead of the Villa game, and I don't think that'll have changed just after that result, as disappointing as it was. So I don't think there'll be any knee-jerk reactions from Everton to sort of push the button in any sacking of Sean Dyche right now, but there's no doubts he needs results and he needs them quickly. And it was a similar situation last year when they had a slow start to the season and they found a bit of form, and they soon picked up a lot of points and moved up the table. And as I said, he did a great job last season considering all the other external factors that were going on at Everton with the points deduction. So yeah, I still think Sean Dyche is the right man for Everton right now.
No doubt, and there's just a lot of pressure coming from the fans. It doesn't feel like, for how poorly they've started, the fans are necessarily all over Sean Dyche.
Yeah, I think there's probably a section of the fans who are not happy with the style of football, feeling that it's not the way that they want to see Everton play. Obviously, Sean Dyche has built up a reputation as being a no-nonsense manager who likes to build his teams from the back and be strong defensively, but that's been the total opposite so far this season, conceding so many goals, the most in the Premier League. Another 3 goals shipped at Villa Park, on top of the 3 they shipped against Bournemouth. So, yeah, something's not working right now for Sean Dyche and the players, and I think obviously that's where a lot of frustration will come from the fans. But if you start picking up results, I think fans will forget about the style of football. They just want to see their team win games, pick up points and move up the table, because Everton fans, they've had such a tough time of it of late, with everything going on off the pitch with potential takeovers and everything else, and moving to a new stadium, that they just want to see some exciting football. But at the end of the day, it's a results business, and if Sean Dyche can turn things around, it might not be pretty on the eye, but if it's successful, that's all that matters, really.
No doubt, and you mentioned the takeover situation. With that going on, who would make this type of decision, whether to keep or fire Sean Dyche?
Well, obviously, as I said, the current ownership with Farhad Moshiri, Kevin Thelwell as sporting director, they are still firmly behind Sean Dyche. No plans to move him out anytime soon. He has a contract until the end of the season, so I think the plan is to keep him at the club until the end of the season at least. Things could change if this takeover does accelerate and speed up, and John Textor gets his wish to gain control of Everton sooner than expected, and then he might have his own plans, like we've seen on previous ownerships of clubs. When a new owner comes in, they have got their own plans, and he might not see Sean Dyche as the man he wants to be leading his side. So then there could be a change of management if that does happen. But I think for right now, until this takeover happens, I don't see any managerial changes at Goodison Park.
No doubt about that, and I guess that means that there's no potential replacements necessarily lined up just yet, considering we may have a new owner before Sean Dyche even is sacked.
Yeah, there's nobody lined up just yet. Obviously, there's always speculation, especially when a team has a slow start to the season, and obviously that manager finds himself under a bit of pressure. There's the name of David Moyes obviously doing the rounds a bit, that he potentially could be an Everton target. Obviously, he's got a long-standing association with the club. He's now free and out of work, having left West Ham in the summer, so I'm sure there'll be some sections of the Everton boardroom and the fans who would see him as a popular appointment, considering the success he had at Goodison Park prior to his move to Manchester United. And then obviously there's other out of work managers who I'm sure would be interested in a job like the Everton role if it did become available. Graham Potter, the ex-Chelsea and Swansea manager, I think would be another one who would be very much interested in the Everton job if it did become available. So you got 2 out of work managers there with good Premier League experience as well, who will probably be monitoring that situation at Goodison Park, while there's other foreign names that have been mentioned with possibly having links to John Textor. You've got Paulo Fonseca, the current AC Milan coach, who's been linked with moves to the Premier League before, and also Abel Ferreira, who's doing very well in Brazil with Palmeiras. He's another name that's been mentioned if Textor was to gain control and decide to make a change in management. But as I said, as things stand right now, I don't see or expect any managerial change at Goodison Park, but results will dictate, and Sean Dyche definitely needs an upturn in form and results pretty soon.
No doubt about that.